First piece of equipment we're going to talk about is the prong collar. So let's talk about the components of it. This O-ring right here is a stopper, so you can only cinch it so tight. This is a nice safety feature of it. Right here is the D swivel ring, so it circles all the way around 360. This is what you're going to attach the leash to. I do put rubber caps on some of them, just depending on the dog's hair. The prongs are flat and rounded, so they're not spiky. This middle clip right here helps the prong collar move. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick a prong, you're going to take your finger and put it underneath the prong points, and you're going to push it up. You'll take your other two fingers and pinch it together, and it'll pop out. To put it back on, you need to pinch those again to put it back in the eyelets, both at the same time. Again, it is important that you have your finger to support the bottom of the prong points to push it up, and to take your other fingers and pinch them together. This is often called a pinch collar because you're pinching to take it on and off, not that it pinches the dog. And here it is. For reliability, you're going to have to stick with the prong links of this brand. This is the 2.25 millimeter, and this is the 3 millimeter prong link. You can buy extras through Amazon, Chewy, and other websites. Talk to your trainer about sizing your dog properly. In this video, we're going to go over how to turn on and off the equipment and how to charge each component. They are both blinking green, letting you know that they are both on and charged. They can blink orange or red to let you know that they need to be charged or they are about to be dead. The first component we're going to go over is the remote and the remote only. The way you're going to turn it on is this L button right here. It stands for light, but we'll go over that in a little bit. You're going to tap and hold it down for a second, and it'll turn off the screen. If you tap and hold it again, for just 1 second, it's going to turn it on, but you have to hold that button down for it to do that. In order to turn on and off the receiver, there is a red dot next to the blinking light, and there is a red dot on the remote. You're going to tap the two together. It's a magnetic turn on and off, and it'll turn off the receiver. To turn on the receiver, you just do the same thing. You're just going to connect the dots, and it'll turn on. The T button on the side, I click it and make sure that both of them are connected. It vibrates the receiver. There is a charging component that comes in with the box. It is a one plug-in, and it charges both components at the same time, as there are split end plug-ins. In order to charge the remote, there is a rubber seal on the back, and you'll just open that rubber seal. You'll plug it in. And when you go to unplug it, just press in that seal and make sure that it is closed. And the same thing for the receiver, it's between the contact points. You're going to open it, plug it in, and this one is most important to make sure it's all the way sealed if your dog is going to be in the water. We will be going over the buttons on the remote and the components that come for the receiver. This is a stem tester. You can put it on the contact points, and you can apply stem with the remote. If the stem is working properly, there will be a red light that shows. The higher you go in the levels of the stem, the brighter that light shines. I just test the remote on myself. This is the equivalent of a pair of pliers. It just takes on and off the contact points just in case you need to switch out the points or if you need to clean them. This is a case remover for the remote itself. There are divots on each side of the remote where you're going to set it in, where you'll be able to pop the case off. This can be used for the times that you want to take it off, you want to bedazzle it, change the colors of your remote, or just completely take it off. That is how you're going to remove the case itself. Every box comes with its own lanyard that will be attached to your remote. I just find it easier to wear the remote than trying to find where I set it last. The red button right here gives continuous stem, which means when I hold it down, it is stemming the entire time. The black button only gives a momentary stem, so even if I'm holding it down, it only gives a split-second stem application. The T button actually stands for tone, but every remote and receiver is set to vibrate, so it just vibrates that receiver. This turns up and down the stem. It moves very fast, so be careful, get used to it. If you press the turner down, it actually locks that level into place. I don't like using this because I do have to unlock it for a couple seconds before I'm able to move it up or down. This is the antenna. The antenna does unscrew and you can just screw it back. This is one for 1/2 mile range. This L button in the back does stand for light. Again, that's the way you can turn it on and off, but if you tap it quickly, it does turn a light on the receiver. The first time you tap it, it blinks the light. And the second time you tap it, it solidifies the light. You tap it again for the third time, it turns it off completely. This Mnc button controls the red and black buttons on the side. Again, that is continuous, and the other one is for a moment. In order to change those settings, that Mnc button in the back, you would have to sit and hold it down for several seconds, so don't worry about it. As long as your screen says Mnc. The 1D that's blinking means that this is set up for a 1-dog system. Contact points are different per dog. The 2 black pair actually come with the box already. That's for short and long-haired. The silver ones are titanium metal, and I use them often for dogs that might have skin allergies. For the thick and long-haired dogs, I do make a prong attachment. This is just easier for connection for them. That way they can feel the consistency of the connection. You will have to check and tighten the nuts that hold the prongs together.